Hello, this is Lisa Shea, and I'd like to talk with you about how I hold my brush and hand position when I'm doing Chinese and Japanese calligraphy. I want to note that I do this as an adult artist. I was not brought up in a household where we were trained with Japanese or Chinese calligraphy, and I'm sure you've seen some toddlers who spend hours every day practicing this. So I'm coming at this from an adult artist standpoint. This is the paperweight that I've got. And this whole Chinese calligraphy set or Japanese calligraphy set all came together. This is the traditional brush that I have that I use for my painting, and it's resting on a porcelain brush rest. I do this on watercolor paper because I'm doing this part of artistic different projects. I've got an inkstone, and you can see that there's some ink in it. The ink is created by mixing water together with this black ink stick. The ink stick is a mixture of soot from wood and a binding agent, and then you mush that around in the water. This is the watercolor paper that I'm using for my artwork. And when you sit, you always want to sit parallel straight on to the paper that you're working on and about a fist width away from the table. So you're sitting up straight, you're sitting parallel to the paper, and you've got your arms straight at your sides. And now let's talk about how you hold the brush. In normal writing that you do in the West, you tend to hold a brush like this. So you've got it at an angle, and you've got it between your thumb and your first finger, and you're moving the brush around. And this is also how most people in the West will do painting. So they'll do painting with acrylic or watercolor or so on at an angle. And even if you're doing Western style calligraphy, you tend to hold a calligraphy pen like this at a certain angle to create the slant on the letters. Chinese and Japanese calligraphy is different. You're going to hold your brush straight up and down to the paper. So if I show you with the left hand, and then you take it with the right hand, you want the thumb and the forefinger to take a strong hold of it, and then you've got a space between the thumb and the forefinger that you can see there, a hollow, and a hollow in the middle of your hand. You let the second finger follow along, and if you want to, you can put the third and fourth finger on the front side, or some people put it on the back side. So there's a number of different ways that people will hold the third and fourth finger. The key is that you want to hold the brush firmly. So if someone tried to grab it out of your hand, they couldn't, because you've got a nice firm hold on the brush. But also you don't want to have a death grip so that you don't have good control over it. It's a balance in there, like with most things in life. So you get a firm hold of the brush, you hold it straight up and down, and you are sitting straight up, and you're sitting square to the paper, and your arm at your side is also coming straight out, so you're not resting your arm on the table. And that way your entire hand can move freely. So here you can see here how I'm holding it. And again, this is my personal style of how I hold it, based on how I've watched different instructors do it and my own personal experience with it. But the aim is to be reasonably vertical up and down with it. And when you're moving the brush around, you're moving your whole hand around. You're moving the brush and the hand, and you're pushing the ink in front of the brush as you move. And it pushes the ink straight in whatever direction you're going. The key here is that you're making one move per stroke, and they have very specific stroke moves, which we'll talk about later. So you make one move per stroke, you're not painting in or filling in the letters, you're moving and then you're done. You're moving and then you're done. So this is one of those things that you practice at quite a lot, and you get the hang of what works for you, and you hopefully end up making results that make you happy. So if you have any questions about how I do calligraphy and what my style is, or if you'd like to have me answer any sorts of comments for you, please leave the comments in the box. Please subscribe to learn more about my origami that I do and my various Japanese and Chinese crafts that I love. I ran a Feudal Japan newsletter for 12 years, and I enjoy the culture very much. I hope to hear from you soon, and have a great day.